Hey guys, what is going on? This is Carnalbird5, and today I have another tutorial for you guys, and we're going to actually be talking about how to hit lefty on lefty. To me, this is one of the most difficult things to do in the game, as well as real life. If any of you guys play baseball or watch baseball know, it is extremely to hit lefty on lefty, especially late in the game when they bring in those nasty relievers like Chris Sale, Chapman, Tony Watson. There's tons of good lefties, and a lot of them really have two good pitches. Usually a good fastball and then a slider away, and that can be really tough on lefties. So in this video, guys, I'm going to try to give you a few pointers and tips that can kind of help you focus on a few certain things that I think will improve you against lefties and lefties. Now I'll just throw this out there, like, you're not just gonna all of a sudden just crush lefties. You're not going to be hitting like 350 against lefties. This video is just to help you marginally improve against lefties and just set a foundation and change your approach a little bit to help you better yourself in the long run against lefties. So here we are in pitching practice, and we're also going to have some gameplay clips later on, so don't worry. But we are in hitting practice with Harper versus Chris Sale. As we all know, Chris Sale has a dirty slider and a good fastball. He also does throw a change. But when you're facing lefties, most people aren't going to throw the change up. They're basically going to be throwing fastball, slider. Fastball in, slider away, sometimes slider in. And I'm going to try to help you guys, give you guys a few pointers on what to look for your approach, as well as where to start your PCI when facing lefties. The first and most important thing to me when facing lefties, especially online, is I want to take away that inside fastball. So what I like to do is I like to start my PCI all the way in like this, hold it directly over. I feel like it makes it easier to move up and down, watch it out of the hand, and then just react accordingly. There's other things you can do, but the first thing, you have to take away that fastball, guys. It is the most important thing. Take away that fastball. As you can see, I was actually on that. It does take practice, but I like to start it all the way in and then react. And I'm only looking for pitches middle in right now. Alright, that was a little away. I could have hit that. But if it's away, I'm going to try to let it go, and I'm only going to look for middle in. That way I can take away that fastball and get them to start throwing me all speed. That was a good pitch right there, but I laid off it. I want something middle in. If it's a changeup, still 1-1 count. If it's a changeup or slider and I swing and miss, that's fine. I want to take away that fastball, though. Alright. Now my opponent knows I can hit that fastball. I was a little out in front, but that's okay. So now we have 2 strikes, and this is where you kind of have to protect and stay back a little bit, but I still want to start middle in. And that's just a good pitch. Sometimes it's going to happen, you're still going to strike out. I check swung with Bryce Harper, who has 99 play discipline, but they got the out there. We're not going to change our approach, though. We're still going to start this PCI middle in, and we're going to try to take away fastball. And that's hit really well. I know it looks like it's going to be caught, but that's hit extremely well. Now, if you do that, you don't have to have results every time against lefties, but if you show your opponent you can hit that inside pitch, I'm telling you guys, like, I was right on that. So, start your PCI middle in. I feel like you can move it up and down. If you move your PCI all the way up over right here, I feel like you can move it up and down a lot easier for some reason. I used to do this, and it's a little bit more difficult to move it up and down, but if you start it all the way in like this, you have your thumb, putting as much pressure as possible, so it's like this, and you can just move it up and down super fast. So once we start taking away that fastball, of course we have a 2-1 count. I still want to look fastball here, especially nobody on. Okay, that's a good pitch. Now we got 2 strikes. We're going to step back a little bit. We're still going to keep the PCI at the same starting point, but we're going to look, more off speed. We laid off that. Now we're going to try to stay back a little bit. We are cheating in, but we're going to try to stay back a little bit. He got me. Gosh darn it. That happens, though, especially lefty on lefty. It still happens. But the fact I showed my opponent I could hit lefty on lefty, especially when you're playing online, you're probably more likely going to get sliders away, and that's what I was looking for there. Let's see. Let's try this one more time, and then we're going to get into some gameplay clips, guys, and show you what I'm talking about. All right, so you also want to make sure you guys position your eyes right at the inside corner of the plate. That slider is just devastating. Honestly, Chris Sale and Chapman are probably the 2 toughest lefties to face, so lay off that. 3-1 count. We're looking fastball. Bam, got it. So that's what I'm talking about. I feel like if you move, just trust me guys, move that analog all the way over. I feel like it gives you better range of motion when you have the analog all the way over like that. Next guys, we're going to get into some gameplay clips and start telling you guys and showing you guys this approach in game. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so the first and foremost, most important thing here is take away that fastball. Once you start taking away that middle in fastball, like I said, you want to start your PCI about middle in, and you show your opponents you can hit that. As you can see there, I do line out, but I did get a good pitch to hit, and you'll see later throughout this game, I show my opponent I can start to hit it, and then he'll mix in some sliders, and then I'll adjust there. It turns into a chess game. But you can see here, I do show him I can turn on it. I'm late there with Edmonds, but I have an 0-2 count here. I'm still looking fastball because I want to show him I can hit it. And I fly out there, but at least I showed my opponent I can still pull it, and I'm not scared to swing. Early of 2 strikes. I'm not sure what happened there. I misplayed it a little bit, but yeah, you got to show your opponent you're willing to swing 2 strikes at a inside fastball. If you get 2 strikes and you're only looking slider, they're just going to tear you up every time. So not only is it important to take away the fastball early in the count, but you have to be willing to swing early, late in the count at least a few times, or else your opponents are just going to expose you with fastballs all game. And then pretty much once you start doing that, you can look for sliders. A lot of the times your opponents are either going to throw you inside fastball or low and away sliders. And once you take away that inside fastball and you show them you can hit it, you can start to look for hanging sliders or hanging changeups. Most times they won't throw you a changeup, or even pitches more down the middle, which are easier to hit and pull rather than those pitches middle in that are really extremely tough to hit. But as you see, the game keeps progressing. And I'm still trying to take away that middle in fastball. And there's certain times where I'll start to look, something away. Like right here, he starts me off with a slider away. Not what I was looking for. I was actually just taking that first pitch there. And then I'm starting to, slider away. So right here, I'm actually adjusting my approach a little bit. Sometimes I will start to look slider away. He throws me a fastball in, gets me there. And that's where you got to be careful when you're doing that. If you are looking slider away, do not chase. So here I'm looking fastball, I get it, I get on top of it, and he gets out of the inning. But that's okay. Again, I've shown my opponent a few different ABs here that I can hit that pitch. So we're going to progress through the game. Now again, especially if nobody's on, there's really no point to swing super early. Every now and then you can mix it up. But lefty on lefty here, they should want to challenge you. But a lot of times, man, people are just going to throw that slider away. So you don't want to swing at that early in the count. You want to focus middle in and look for something you can drive, especially nobody on. But I like to take that first pitch until at least somebody tells me he can throw a strike. And when I get up, I like to look for something fat. And right there, he's thrown me slider. So I eventually looked for it. And I thought I hit one pretty decent, but I flew out. Will Clark doesn't have the greatest attributes versus lefties, but I am starting to show my opponent, I can hit pitches middle in, and right there I show him again. But throughout the game, once I finally started to show him that, he would throw more sliders, and that's where you have to adjust. Right here, I was just late. If that would have went to center field, dead center, or left center, that would have been out, but I hit that to the warning track. So at this point, I think I've shown my opponent I can hit that inside fastball. And now I want to show you something else, guys, of an approach for contact hitters. I showed him I could hit that, but we have something like somebody like Tony Gwynn that comes up to bat. This is where you do want to ultimately try your best to hit it opposite field on the ground. If you guys watch my Ichiro Tony Gwynn reviews, they can pull the pitch. But right here, I'm just trying to get a base hit, and I'm going to try to stay on top of the pitch. I'm actually going to cheat my PCI a little bit middle away and try to just be late on it and go with it. And that's what I did with the Gwynn right there. And Gwynn has the speed to run that out for a hit. So I just want to throw that in. And now eventually when I show him that, and I've been showing him I can hit the inside fastball and lay off the low and away slider, eventually they're going to just run out of luck when they keep challenging you, show them you can hit it. Now keep in mind, I finally started to get my PCI all the way in, and I started to get better movement and range of motion there. And I finally connect and score a few runs. So yeah, it eventually will turn around, guys. You just have to stick with it, and you have to take away that fastball. It's just crucial. And then once you do that, you can start to look for pitches, fat pitches. You don't necessarily want to be chasing the low and away sliders either. But here is another example. Taking away this middle in fastball. That's against Arnoldo's Chapman. throws me a middle and fastball, and I just crush it with Edmonds. And that's what you have to do, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit that like button and give me a subscription. I would much appreciate it. Until next time, guys, this is Car Number 5 signing out.